Pope Francis has had a real facility with language when it comes to responding to these allegations. First, he says, I won't respond. We know previously he's called young traditional Catholics too rigid. He's gone on and on about this. And then when he called for the silence of his accusers, of the people who are legitimately, with great credibility, I know that word has been abused these days, but Archbishop Vigano does in fact have credibility. When they say that he was complicit, he knew about certain abuses and he covered them up, or he promoted people who were doing them, Pope Francis's response to say, well, they should be silent. There's a silent and prayerful, which is a very nice way of saying, shut up your face. I mean, that is what he's telling the Catholic laity around the world who have legitimate questions. And I hope that Vigano's second letter is a sign that the Pope and other bishops can't remain silent forever. Silence is not going to help us root out the evil that is existing in the bureaucracy of the Church.
Right, and the way the mainstream liberal media covers this, it's so ironic because on one hand, they're telling us it doesn't matter if Dr. Christine Blasey Ford has any evidence, any proof of her allegations. We must believe the allegations. We don't need to look for corroboration or documentation. We'll just believe her. Yet on the other hand, we have Pope Francis here, and his accuser, Archbishop Vigano, says there is documentation. You don't have to take my word for it. Look at the documents for yourself. Not only do they not believe him, he's the accuser. Shouldn't we believe the accuser if those are the rules? Not only do we not believe the accuser, they're not even willing to look for corroboration. They're not willing to look for evidence and look for proof. They choose sides, not based off of justice. They choose sides based on their political agenda. I think that's evil.
It's so despicably partisan. And you see, I mean, this is the New York Times par excellence, is pretending to believe all women, but they don't believe the prosecutor from the Senate Judiciary Committee, that woman who says that Ford's testimony falls apart. They say believe all of the accusers, and yet they don't believe Archbishop Vigano, who's exposing credibly abuses within the church. They won't believe him. Now you've got the New York Times defending sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. It's pretty funny. And what it means, by the way, is politics makes strange bedfellows. It means that now the Catholic laity are going to have to rely on civil authorities, on attorneys general in states from coast to coast, to try to open up these books and figure out what abuses are going on. Because at the moment, the press is complicit with the abuse undertaken by bishops.
Right, and you have to wonder what makes certain cases of sexual abuse of interest to Democrats and what makes other cases of sexual abuse not worthy of attention by Democrats, makes it worthy of cover-up even, because it seems to me sexual abuse is sexual abuse and that it's horrible and a crime and should be rooted out no matter who the perpetrator is and who the victim is. But apparently that's a very radical notion to liberals.